Hey guys, we are taking a break a bit from our regular programming to focus more on design. Of course, design that works, so we don't care about what touches your soul or what others claim that you should be doing, but what actually is working out there. And I already pre-assembled a long list of good examples, mainly because there are a ton of bad examples out there. But also I try not to be subjective here, but simply what the big boys are doing. So we got Verso here, but the mobile one could be more interesting. So they're going for this top left corner. They got the home with the text. I guess you can call this the logo. And they got a burger in the top right. And this is a very common approach. And I guess deploy is their call to action. Getting a demo is also a call to action. And basically they have like 2 to 3 call to action across this homepage, usually with one guaranteed call to action at the bottom. This would be the way to go. Usually, this is what you see. And as you scale up, of course, we need to scroll up here, then you would see more menu options. But generally speaking, you have these drop-down menus that no one cares about, and you have the enterprise. This is just for corporate drones to maybe cover their ass, maybe like, oh yeah, look at this. By using Next.js, I learned to piss like 22% faster. And the pricing page, which tends to be a bit vague here, but we are more concerned with design here. Also, interestingly, no one really cares about login. In fact, login is not what you want to do. So there are sites out there like X, you might know it as Twitter, or Instagram, or TikTok, or Reddit that are pretty aggressive about logging you in, and you just want to get away from it as fast as you can. But of course, that kind of works to just getting the users. This time around, we are not that concerned with their design. Their design is that, yeah, you must log in right now or you just can't even browse around. And another one in this camp, which would be the exemplar of what you would see, is we have Resent here, which again, on a mobile view, we have the home button and the burger in the top right. And you scroll down, you see the CTAs, and that's pretty much it. Just to show more typical examples, we have Supabase here that does the same thing again. So same thing. We have a big footer too. So we have Discord that does the same thing. We have CTA, and possibly one concern here is that the CTA in the middle is a bit of a slog. So we can learn from this. So we have one CTA at the top and one CTA at the bottom, and a home and a menu, and nothing else. It's just kind of clean, but what if the user just got bored like in the middle of scrolling? And let's just show another. So we got Railway here that follows the exact same style, home and burger. And we can just keep scrolling. Maybe you're going to see some CTAs, but you're definitely going to see one CTA at the top and one CTA at the bottom. I would say they are kind of light on CTAs here, but we're going to be exploring that more. So we have Untitled UI here, and this is a good next one to show. That this follows the same style, but we have a CTA here, and then we scroll a little bit, and I think we're gonna see more CTAs. Yeah, we have a CTA over here, CTA over here. Yeah, even more CTAs here. Just CTAs all across, just CTA on basically every page. So they just lost their goddamn mind, and you gotta see like more CTAs as we scroll down. So this is definitely more aggressive. And if we try it on a bigger screen, we see that we have buy now, pricing. Pricing would be the main one that people care about. And you have some other buttons you might want to sign in, but that's more of a hassle as you actually care about what's on offer here. So we got Stripe here, which is quite a bit going on a desktop mode. But in mobile, we see the same style. So home button and the burger, and we scroll down, and it's gonna be a CTA, and another CTA, and another CTA, and another CTA. And I guess gotta be more CTAs. So that's kind of the same style. So we possibly can group these two in a more aggressive standard if you want to go with the home button and the burger as the standard. Albeit worth noting that they might actually change their layout a little bit. So on Supabase, if you log in, like I logged in, and you might see this on other sites, you actually have a profile here. So next to the burger, but it's not crowded, so they can fit this comfortably. And Railway does it too. So we have Raycast here, and I'm actually bringing this up as something that follows the same style, but actually they fucked up. Because I can tell that they have some jankiness to this. They added this picture in here, and somehow it causes some kind of lag. No, it's not my system. My system is fine, so they kind of messed up. But they kind of have the similar style in Resend. So if we go here, I got some cube, I guess, up top. We can just go here. So this doesn't lag, but whatever they did here just lags. So I guess the lesson would be to generally not include such things because it could slow down the load and it can be kind of laggy. And these are a bit of variations on the same style, so to speak. So we got the home and the menu, but we have a search here. So Tailwind Plus has a search because they have a lot of stuff. And I guess you would see some menu options, but in the mobile view, the only way you can find them is via the search. There are sites out there that use the search more prominently. Like Airbnb has like a totally whole new row for just searching things, right? Like, okay, but do you care? I don't really. But this is required for what they are doing. However, if you go to Apple, we can see the same style, although they got rid of the title here. They want to be always so minimalist. But whatever, I guess they can have it, not have it, doesn't really matter. But they also have a bag and the search icon, so I guess it just all works out, and this is more of a shop, I guess, so I guess it makes sense. As far as shops go, this is pretty clean. And although there are no CTAs here in the classic sense, but essentially all these products are CTAs, so you see like 2 a page at any given time. Oh, but still worth noting that on Apple, at least, if you just go for a desktop mode, then you see more options. If you go on Netflix, that is not the case at all. They don't care about anything but logging you in. Right now, get started right now. But they are doing something that none of the guys that I mentioned so far are doing. Is that, let's say we go to mobile view, obviously they have no problem with this, and as we go down, like that's kind of a call to action, but also we gotta get started as call to action constantly as you scroll. And I guess these are the questions and another call to action, so yeah. Also, we're gonna lightly touch on this style, that represented by Substack, so we got menu, a logo, and start publishing. They really want to prominently feature that you should make stuff for them. And I guess you got some sign in. And they got such cluttered menus in IMDb too and YouTube. Although I would say YouTube is not really a great example because Google might log you in, or you might be automatically logged in just by using a Gmail account. So you might not be even faced with this. Okay, so another thing we're going to look at is the best of 2025 of Product Hunt. So these are the top dudes. Whatever you think of them, we're mainly looking at the design. So I don't like the cursor. So they changed my cursor to this garbage. I'm not happy about that. But they pretty much follow the same style too. We got some CTAs. They're kind of hanging out. So this is not a great look. They also asking me for cookies. So this would be a great place for a CTA, but they're kind of fucking it up. But they're pretty aggressive, right? They're pretty much just asking you to get started with them. So not too bad. And on bigger screens, we can see some options. So create now. I'm not sure you care about the language picker, right? But do they actually support this? I've yet to see a site that was fully supportive of it, but you know, I guess if you cannot understand the site, then I guess it's better than not. But it's just kind of odd that they so prominently feature it. So this is the second guy. They got a sign up and a sign in right next to each other. Although I don't even know what the fuck this is about, so I don't care to do either. And they're the same button. And they got a language picker too. You don't care about that. And they got a burger menu where the home should be. At least according to like apparently the entire internet. And seemingly they just got an AI chatbot that maybe configured to give me ideas. So basically they say like whatever the user writes, just give them ideas or whatever. So this just sucks. At least this is the impression that I'm getting. So next up would be Signer. Close, we got a login button, but what is it for? Deep research in minutes. I could do that with Germany. So we got some cookies. We don't want the cookies. I guess we're gonna accept them. And this should be like CTAs. Okay, I guess this is rather common. So I suppose ultimately we are just seeing what is the general vibe out there. Okay, next up we got Tana here. So we got the logo and the menu and stay on top of everything. So is this really a sign to action? Sign up with a call to action? I don't know. It seems like the AI is gonna make me a to-do list. I could do that myself. Or I can do it with the AI. And this is a decent example of like the middle slog. I guess we can get the template, right? We get the next guy. Tanka, my AI co-founder. Really? I already talked to Gemini on the side. How's that different from that? So we got the menu here. Okay, reject. And we're asking for my cookies. There's no way back. How do I get back? Fine. Sign up, book a demo. But we don't know what it does. I guess it just... This is not as good. Look at this. I just see 2 cards. This is actually worse than that. I don't see 2 cards. I just see half of 2 cards. It's completely useless. So we can just keep scrolling. I don't know what this is about. There's definitely no call to action here. It's actually a good lesson that they have a very, if you want to be generous, dynamic sales here, but this is not great. Actually, they got more lessons for us. So we got these icons at the bottom. What do they do? I don't know. Do I want to listen to the site? Not particularly. But also, I don't even know what these do, and I don't care. Oh well, let's move on. So next up, we got Screen Studio. And actually, these examples are proving to be more interesting than I even initially thought, because why should I care about this site? That would be my question. Why should I care about your stuff? And generally, the answer is that I don't, and I shouldn't. And they are kind of failing to convince others of it. So this is decent. Okay, at least this guy knows what's up, although I'm not sure this is working out. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, this is terrible, of course. We're just gonna keep scrolling, and there's nothing. Just, I'm supposed to, like, I don't know, maybe watch videos. Maybe this is the best way to get it across, but this still sucks. So, who knows? I don't care if some other dude bought it, but I guess some schmucks might. So I can't buy at the bottom. But it was definitely a bit of a slog. So I'm supposed to be sold by scrolling. So we got the next guy, and they follow the same style too. So apparently everyone just decided that this is the only style that matters. And I would say that the main lesson here is that, first of all, don't make it lag. The second would be, make it clear what the heck you're doing. And give more of an on-ramp for the prospective customers here. And this is not a good one here. So you got these guys here just scrolling in from the side, but you don't see. You can't even read this. You can't even read this garbage. But like, what is this? Like, some guy's getting scrolling. Like, since I bought this, my company thinks I'm a fucking joke, even more than before. All right, let's see the next guy. We got Aha here. So same style. And a burger at the top right with get started, call to action. Although I've seen this before. We have a call to action on the nav and call to action on the page too. I'm not sure this works. And the scroll was a little broken. I would say so far, if you wanna be pretty aggressive with your call to action, the lesson would be from Stripe or Netflix, right? So either you keep the call to action on the screen all the time, that's pretty good, or you just spam the page with it, like it's just everywhere. Or I guess you can note Apple too, so you have like at least one, but ideally two call to action at the screen at any given time. That's the lesson, or you just make it scroll with the page. And I would say these guys are completely fucking up, and I'll tell you why. Is that I'm not a guy who shies away from reading, but also, do I care here? And I don't. But also, like, what are you doing here? Like, do you honestly believe that I'll be fucking listening to these audios and reading these wall of texts? Because no one's gonna do this. But I guess it might work for the right person, but it is a bit of a slog. So you're just scrolling. I guess the ideal customer for this is someone who's reading this with a bated breath, like, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna read everything. The reason why this is relevant, because if you look at the bigger boys or the more successful ones, then they are not as text heavy. In fact, I know it's a bit of a stretched example, but it still kind of proves my point that if you go on the Apple side, it's just like, picture, read like 3 words, more pictures, read like 6 words, and scroll down, but maybe like read 3 more words, more pictures. Even if it's like not much here, like, okay, App Store, like, buy a watch, okay, buy now, or learn more to buy it later, right? So if you put down this much text, people might read it. Maybe not even all people. But if you just spam text, then they're just scrolling past. Okay, let's see the next guy here. Chronicle HQ. Interesting. They are straying away from the classic, the home. And this is kind of annoying, right? This is annoying too, because like if you want to just click back, you can't do that. You got the menu here now. And you can try for free, I guess. Start for free. So a bunch of CTAs. But also kind of gives the vibe that this guy just does not know how to design pages. Also, this is not that cool. So this is, again, just like the coolness factor. Like, oh yeah, just coming in from the right side, so good. So it's like, yeah, this generally just sucks. And also these things that like fade in. Like I already scrolled past, right? If you think that I'm going to wait for the, 300 millisecond fade in, you're just out of your mind. I already scrolled past it. Okay, built for business. I don't know what it does. There's a little call to action here. Yeah, it's just fade in or just slide in from the side. These are all useless. But also just look at this section. What the fuck is this? Are you supposed to read this? I don't think you're supposed to read it. I guess you're just supposed to like wait for the whole thing to appear and then just read it. But no. Like clearly this guy just added it. Just to try to push his product, and it's completely useless. But assuming you were someone who was actually considering this, and you would not like this. In fact, I saw the same guy at the top and the bottom scroll past at the same time, so probably like at most like 3, maybe 6 dudes bought this. Who knows? Now, this might seem like a silly nitpick, but if you just look at bigger sites, you can argue that they don't have to resort to this, but would you go on Apple and they say like, oh yeah, Guillermo bought my watch, so good. You should buy it too. No, this is just stupid. Okay, let's just go to the next one. Bubble here. Same style. Apparently I can just launch apps, not prototypes. I don't know. So basically they got nothing here. They're just wrap around an AI chatbot, and you can scroll and you don't realize what the heck they're doing. That's pretty much it. Great one. So we got to the next one, and these guys are choosing to be original. I was hoping to see something like this, and it sucks. You don't know what the heck? Community. Why the fuck would I care about the 21st community? I don't care. Get started? I don't want to get started. I don't even know what this is about. Get started? Yeah, this is not good. So this was made by someone who, like, look at this. We got contacts, we're just scrolling here, totally blank page. Yeah, there's nothing here, right? It's just completely empty. Okay. So this is why you would not want to be original. And we got the next guy here, Vegic AI. Okay. Sure. What is this? Is this the menu? No, the language selector. Oh, wow. Build your site? With what? Like an AI chat here? I don't know, man. Things sliding in. Okay, we lagged. This is not as useful as they might think. So I don't know who's gonna think this is cool, but like I just cannot scroll past fast enough. But realistically, in a realistic scenario, I would have voted left. So actually, this is a good example. So next guy, and I used to do this in the past, and then I realized that I was just wrong because look at this site. You have a sign in there, and this is not bad. But also, why would I sign in, right? They don't care. They don't care to sign in. They need a reason to sign in. So this actually does not work. Does not work, even though the sign-in button is prominently featured, and most likely you would want it there in a desktop mode. But let's just scroll down. Okay, get started. AI manage portfolio. I don't even know what this is. Okay, but the text is not that bad. Oh. Give AI my money, and they're gonna get even more money. Average 9.7% annualized return. That's just the S&P 500, right? Right. And they're taking a little bit of cut for managing my money. I think no. All right, we got the next guy here. Page on. What will you present today? So what? Just wrap around an AI again. Log in with a language selector. I don't even know what this is. Just straight up AI chat, nothing else. Okay. What is this? But I can just do this in the AI chat. In fact, better. Oh, look at this. They didn't even bother to make up people. Oh yeah, this is great. Look at this. So we got Maria Garcia here, and also we got Sarah Chan here. Well, I guess this guy looks like a Sarah. Okay, next up, we got Basalt here, the #1 AI engineering platform. Well, that's a strong claim. But we're just looking at the design here. I guess we're paying attention to the sales pitch here too. I guess we can scroll down. And I failed to be sold. I guess this could be cool if you know nothing about AI. And you don't know what a CLI is. And like, wow, so good. Oh well, let's see the next guy. Vidao book demo. Get started. Yeah. So they wanted to have the call to action on the nav, but obviously they couldn't fit it, so they just made it tiny. Nice. All-in-one video ads solution. I can just do this inside Gemini right now. You don't even need much. I think just you can do it with Pro. I'm pretty sure like free ones can do this too. No credit card required. I very much doubt that. But also I can just generate free ads with other free video creators. Nice. Okay, next guys. So these guys don't even have a mobile ready site, right? It's just broken. Oh well. By the way, these are the top guys this year on Product Hunt. The most successful startups, at least as far as Product Hunt is concerned. Adaim, Excel Paint, Research Paint, just Adait. I don't know if that's gonna catch on. And by the way, generally I prefer to be more positive, but I'm finding it hard to find the spirit, at least currently. So this guy just go for the same styles as well. So home and menu. So I guess at least that is standard, right? Okay, it's some idea of what it does, but not like why should I care about it? So we got this thing here. So, you know, you can just tell Gemini to do this thing and like it would be done in like 2 minutes and you can just use it as much as you like. Well, we also did it in like 2 minutes and we're trying to sell it to you for a lot of money. And they definitely have a bit of a slog going on here. So this is a good example of why you would want more active CTAs. So like, yeah, I get started for free. I don't think so. Okay, let's see the next guy. Open art, where ideas become visual stories. I don't know, that doesn't really convince me. So we got the language selector here, which you would never care about. I can just keep scrolling down, call to action. I guess I would watch a video, start creating now. I don't know about that. I don't know what this is about. And I don't know, I don't know. I don't care. So the thing is, these things that just sliding from the side or fading or whatever. These are not what you would see on professional sites. Because if I just scroll like a maniac, then this is what you see. Just nothing. So they're just kind of assuming that I stopped to care, which is a big assumption. Also, just to circle back around to sites that suck less, we have Stripe here, and the pricing section is definitely the one that people tend to care most about. So these others tend to be menus, but pricing is distinct. And we see the same philosophy on Resend as well. So we got the pricing section, which is distinct, and the blogging too. I guess the get started is kind of similar-ish. I'm gonna scroll. And it does look cool, but it's like not like annoying. So you don't really see things sliding in very slowly. That would just suck. And to circle a little bit back around to Apple, you don't see them like sliding in, fading in, or some kind of nonsense. So what you would normally see that if a site is trying to be cool, it is because they're not. They're just crap. So we have static images here, right? And is Apple gonna prove me wrong? No, you just have images here. Static images. This presumably gonna make the site load fast as well. Yeah, it loads as fast as possible. And this does matter. So we have Apple here. But I just take this and put it over here. And boom, it loads like that. So this matters. And we got recent. I was like, how would this load? So I'm like, okay, not too bad. Just this cube comes in. It's not terrible. But there are sites out there that really suck. One I know is the Goodreads thing. Yeah, there's no... it wasn't that bad. I guess I have a decent system and connection. It would be more prominent if you tried it on mobile. So anyway, that is it. And clearly this is what I would recommend. That if you're in doubt, you should be doing what the big boys are doing, generally speaking. As long as they have the same strategy as you, because we might say that Netflix doesn't quite have the same strategy, also they are a pretty established brand here. But they kind of have a pretty good idea of what they're doing, is that they just want you to sign the fuck up. Just get started. So at least they are not confused. And you can bet that they can afford to make this web page and site whatever, right? They can work on it. They can add whatever, right? So why don't they have all the fancy things? Because this is what gets them the customers. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. So that's it.